In this video, I'll be sharing about my experience with the early admissions exercise, in short, EAE. And for some credibility, I was accepted into an aerospace engineering course with EAE. And, as you may know, there are 3 stages of EAE, in which the first 2 stages are the stages you have to do well in to successfully reserve your spot in a polytechnic with EAE. And those 2 stages are write-ups and aptitude assessments. The assessments usually being done through tests and then interviews are just interviews only. So in my experience, I used up all 3 of my available choices to apply to Poly EAE for its aerospace and biomedical engineering courses as my first and second choice respectively, and Poly B for its aeronautical engineering course as my third choice. For the first stage, like any other applicant, I go to write my 600-character write-ups, which for me was 3 in total. Here's what I wrote down with some attempt of annotations on the structure that I followed, which basically starts off with a backstory of my passion related to the course, then what I did to better educate myself on this field of knowledge, and lastly, what I intend to achieve with the teachings from this course. Following all the writing, I submit them write-ups and wait for a response back from the courses. The second stage commences, and I've qualified for the aptitude test in all 3 courses. So before the test, I go read up and cram in relevant info like plane parts, plane crashes, prosthetic limbs, and common medical device names. The tests were all MCQ based, but I knew I shouldn't underestimate them. For Poly B, they made us take down notes on a 30-minute video about a plane crash and then tested us on the video afterwards. I'm not too sure about my score, but I think I did decent for that test. And for Poly A, the aptitude test was on engineering in general, which I scored 17 out of 37 for. So, after the test, I go on Reddit to search for hope, because my results absolutely sucked. But miraculously, I get invited to do an interview with all 3 courses. And so I was then onto the second part of stage 2. Though unbeknownst to me, prior to each interview, I was required to send a portfolio. I didn't know what specifically to do, but I searched up stuff and came up with a semi-decent portfolio that consisted of my achievements, leadership positions, photo evidence of certificates, and also relevant projects that I've worked on, like my product sketches for my D&T coursework. I threw in everything I could into that portfolio. Other than that, I also went to research further about what makes the courses that I'm applying to unique and different from other similar courses, so I won't choke up and look dumb for being unsure of my application to the course when I'm in the interviews. The common questions that I could remember from these interviews were, why did you specifically choose this course? Why do you think this course is important? What do you think this course is about? Why do you think we should accept you into this course? What are your weaknesses? And do share examples. And so my answers to all those questions revolved around the main reason of why I went to apply to these courses, which was to help prevent the loss of lives. 'Cause, these courses do involve people's lives. For instance, the first course equips me with the knowledge to help prevent bad accommodations for the human needs of an astronaut or pilot piloting spacecrafts and aircrafts, respectively. The second course can help me to prevent the malfunction of medical devices that will be used in hospitals. And the third choice can help me to prevent plane crashes, which may occur due to poor maintenance and inspections. So, for the passion part of my answers, I think I can kinda say that my passion was quite evident. Now nearing the end of this video, at the end of each interview, they would always open the floor for a Q&A segment. This is a crucial part of the interviews, one which I believe can possibly determine your standing amongst the other applicants. So for this part, I felt it was best to have at least one question prepared about the course. Mine was regarding the 3rd-year projects and what students did for those projects. If I hadn't prepared myself with questions, I'm sure they would have just regarded me as someone passionate for knowledge, but not the course itself. So, after all those interviews, that would be the temporary end of EAE. And all that's left is the last stage, EAE results.